If you can't tell by my voice, I am currently recovering from what's called an ADHD or a neurodivergent shutdown. And in case you're unaware what that is, it involves things like a literal physical shutdown of things like the voice. So, this happened on the 11th of July, so 2 days ago as of recording this. And I just wanted to rant about how the world is not designed around neurodivergent individuals such as myself. So right now it is taking me a little more effort to talk than usual because I'm still recovering from the shutdown and my voice doesn't sound quite normal right now either, so apologies. For a little bit of background, I have both ADHD and I am on the autism spectrum. They don't mix well. And because of this, I'm more prone to these neurodivergent shutdowns than anyone else. So, for me, these shutdowns can happen for no reason at all, which is what I experienced 2 days ago. And it doesn't feel good. I can also feel like my voice is having sometimes my voice is trying to crack as I'm talking here because it's quite a struggle to speak right now. To anyone I may have not talked to on the 11th of July, this is why. I've never experienced a shutdown like this before, so this came as quite a shock, and I just want to ramble about the fact that the world is not built around this. The world is built around, at least currently, the neurotypical mind, which I clearly do not have. And if I ever try to get a job in the future, this is going to be a big problem for me, because jobs typically require constant speaking. And if I have a neurological or a neurodivergent shutdown, rather, then I can't do that. It's a physical inability, because the body just shuts it down. I never knew that this was a thing that could happen until 2 days ago when it did. What originally got me thinking about how the world is not made for neurodivergent minds like myself is school. You see, last school year, I started struggling a lot to actually get work done, until eventually I just couldn't do it anymore. I just couldn't. And people like to brush this off as not having enough discipline, which is just not the case. It's just the physical inability to actually do anything at all. And, I knew that that was a problem at the time, but I didn't know that it could eventually lead to a full shutdown of certain, functions like speaking, which I am currently still having trouble with. It's like my body is trying to relearn how to speak. And yeah, I just had a voice crack there. That usually never happens. So I'm really struggling here. I never planned out what to say here. Just going straight off the mind, because I'm very upset about this. I cannot get a job securely if I keep experiencing stuff like this. And it's not something that I can avoid either. I can't avoid these neurodivergent shutdowns because they just happen for no reason at all. They don't need a reason to happen. At least in my particular case where I have both ADHD and autism. For a lot of people there is like a clear cause to why it happens. I don't have that. I don't have that luxury of knowing. So it's just like it happens for no reason. And I didn't know it could be this severe. And I want to help spread awareness for this because as someone who is neurodivergent and didn't know this is a thing that could happen, there's bound to be other people that don't know either, and I just want to help spread the word that this is a thing that can happen. And on top of that, I do have social anxiety, which definitely does not help. And I experienced this thing called selective mutism, which is not a conscious decision. I don't choose when to be silent or not. My body just decides to not let me speak, like physically not let me speak in some scenarios. And when I just stopped being able to speak entirely, I thought it was related to that. It's not. It's something much more severe, the neurodivergent shutdown that I mentioned earlier. I'm about to die because I was stupid. My mind was not focused on the game anyways, so I'm not mad at myself. As someone who has ADHD and autism, this is definitely a thing that I should have known about earlier, but I just didn't. What is a blue egg? But this is definitely something that people need to bring attention to more, because this cannot be happening when I get a job. Because I can't keep a job if I can't keep actively doing it. Because with these neurodivergent shutdowns, it's not just you lose your ability to speak physically, but you also experience a time where you just fail to actually be able to do stuff entirely. So, an example includes, like, getting something to eat. You struggle a lot with that during a neurological or a neurodivergent shutdown. And it's something that you can't avoid. You just can't. Some people may have the luxury, but I don't. And more people need to learn about this stuff, because this clearly isn't a choice. It just happens. It's the life that I have to deal with. It's not fair for me, because I can't keep a job like this. I can't work like this. And if I can't work, I can't live. You see the issue here? If I can't get a job, I can't stay alive. I can't survive in a world that wasn't designed around these sort of disorders. This is something that we need to worry about. Because the more this happens, the worse it gets for everyone in the world. The school system sucks. Especially for me. In my specific case. Because I just cannot keep up with it anymore. At the end of the year, when I do my testing, I do come up as, like, college level. Like, I can get the information clearly, because the testing shows that I am learning. But the way that they actually try to keep that knowledge in your mind through homework and stuff just is not working for me. I can't keep up with homework, and it's not by choice. I would do it if I could physically do it, but I just can't. And that all goes back to the fact that I have both ADHD and autism, both of which can cause a funny little thing called executive dysfunction. And if you don't know what that is, executive function is the part of the brain that actually lets you do stuff. It's the thing that lets you actually start doing tasks and continue doing tasks. And when you have executive dysfunction, it's where you can't do that. Sure, I may be medicated for ADHD, but that doesn't take care of the autism stuff, does it? No. One time I saw somewhere that ADHD demands stimulation. Autism demands the lack of stimulation. So autism is asking you for a quiet place to be alone, and ADHD is wanting to get the opposite of that. It's wanting to get more stimulation from external sources. So these kind of overlap and create a sort of situation where they're constantly fighting each other, and it's draining. It is mentally draining. And it's hard to deal with. And I don't know what to really do about it, because I can't do anything about it. Sometimes I get a moment of relaxation where either ADHD or autism is not constantly fighting for one of the things that they want, and it gives me a bit of time to actually do stuff. It actually lets me do stuff. So if, like, my autism decides not to be that severe one day, then because I'm because I'm medicated for my ADHD, I can actually do stuff that I want to do. Which is another point that I want to actually talk about, that I remembered I want to talk about, is that I can't even bring myself to do stuff that I want to do sometimes. I want to work on making a game a lot of the time, but I just can't. I open up the project, and I'm just sitting there. I don't know what to do. I'm sitting there just staring at the screen. I don't have any ideas on what to do. I don't know what I want to do. I'm just stuck in a state of limbo, and it's not by choice. It's because of the overlap that I'm experiencing in my fairly unique case. Just like how talking is kind of hard to do right now, so is just life in general at times. It sucks. It really does. And I wish there was something I could do about it, but there's just nothing. And I've never really even told anyone about this. All I've said is that it's like hard to do things that I want to do. And that's really it. And that's because I didn't know what was going on. But now that I know, I feel like it's an obligation for me to help bring attention to this stuff. Because I'm tired, and I just want the struggling of having both of these disorders happen at the same time just stop for 1 second. But that's not what I have the luxury of getting. You can clearly tell by the fact that I had the neurodivergent shutdown 2 days ago. And another thing that I want to bring up is that a lot of people seem to think that it's all about mentality, but that's not true. I mean, the very thing that you can use to disprove this, that I experienced myself, is the neurodivergent shutdown. That immediately disproves that it's all about mentality, because it physically shuts down your ability to speak. And it's something my body is still recovering from. Yesterday, my mom was trying to say good morning to me. I couldn't say it back. I just physically couldn't. And I don't think my mom understood what was going on, because this is, you know, a pretty unknown thing. And obviously, you can tell that I'm still experiencing it to some degree by the fact that I'm struggling to even think of what to say, and I'm misspeaking a lot of words. So I'm still experiencing it to some degree. It's just not as severe as it was 2 days ago, where I just couldn't talk at all. It sucks knowing that this is an inevitable thing that will happen more times throughout my life, and I won't be able to do anything about it. And the fact that not many people actually know about these struggles makes it harder to live this way. If there's anything I could ask anyone watching right now, if there's anyone watching, it would be to please spread the word that this is a thing. Like, at all. Just in any way you can, please spread the word that this is a thing that can happen. It's a genuine struggle that I have, especially my particular case, as mentioned earlier, where I have both ADHD and autism, which are both neurodivergent disorders. And I can't do anything about it. I just have to wait it out. That's really it. The chest, buried treasure map. The buried treasure map bugged. So yeah, as I said, please just spread the word that this is a thing in any way that you can. It would mean a lot to me. And if anyone else has experienced this stuff, please let me know, because I don't want to feel alone in this. If you learned anything new from this, please also let me know, because that would be pretty cool that I taught someone something. Right now, I guess my body is just in a state where it's trying to relearn how to speak, because that's basically what it does. It shuts down your ability to speak entirely, and then when it's trying to regain that ability, it has to basically relearn how to actually use the vocal cords properly. And it just sucks. So I've been rambling for about 30 minutes now. It's probably long enough. I don't remember any other points that I wanted to bring up. That's about all I wanted to really bring up. Just another ADHD ramble. Just another topic that my ADHD brain just couldn't forget for the past, like, month or so. Well, actually, no, it'd be several months at this point. And I just compiled it together with a new thing that I learned. So I guess that's gonna be the end of this one. I just wanted to ramble for a bit.